many of you felt a culture change after moving to Seattle? Well, seems like I'm with part of the audience. I moved to Seattle too, and I had a mild culture shock. One of the things that was new for me was bicyclists. There were so many of them, and they would just cut through the traffic, weave through traffic, just go through stop signs without looking anywhere, have no regard for pedestrians. I just hated the bicyclists. Well, this being Seattle, I met co-workers who used to ride to work. Some of them would go for weekend rides. Some would talk about, hey, I'm preparing for an STP. I didn't know what STP was. And when I found out it's riding your bike from Seattle to Portland, that was impressive. Well, I got curious about bikers. I started observing them. Well, some of them were nice. Some would be very dedicated. They would be riding in the rain. They would be pedaling hard to climb up the steep hills of Seattle. One day I was speaking with my friend in Portland. He said he's going to get a bike and he's going to ride to work occasionally. And from what I knew, he's not exactly the biking type. And I said, that's it. If he's getting a bike, I'm getting a bike too. So I started on my research, what kind of bike I should get. Well, as a kid, I rode a single-speed bike without any gears. You just hop on and start pedaling. Now we have so many options. We have city bike, and we have road bike, comfort bike, beach bike, hybrid bike, mountain bike, electric bike. Think about that. It was overwhelming, but after a lot of deliberation, I settled down on getting a hybrid bike. It's a combination of road bike and mountain bike, so you kind of get the best of both. There was another problem. They say you cannot forget swimming and biking after you have learned. And I can tell you that's not true. I used to swim as a kid in deep water without any fear. I didn't swim for a decade, and I forgot swimming. If I fall in 3 feet deep water, I would not know how to get up. But I've gotten over that problem now, and how I manage that is another story for another time. But this got me worried about even trying a bike. What if I fall off the bike? And I started thinking about all these different ways I fell off the bike, and I got worried. So, I thought there are just two ways I could get over this situation. One is either succumb to my fear and just forget about biking. Other option is to just go ahead and do it. So that's what I did. I went ahead, I got a bike, I got a hybrid bike, I started riding. That was 4 years ago. I started riding occasionally. I would ride a couple miles, then I would get tired, I'd come back home, throw myself on the couch and just relax for 2 hours. That went on for 3 years, and I said, this is not working out. Maybe biking is not for me. Last summer, one day I was riding on the Elliott Bay Trail right by the waterfront, and I thought, I'm curious what's up ahead. Like every time I go to this point and turn around, what's beyond that point? Let me check out. I was tired, but I was excited too. I was curious. And the curiosity took over. So I pedaled ahead. I soon found myself in the Interbay yard. The trail goes to the Interbay yard. You have the train yard on one side. You have the port facility on the other side. I was excited to be someplace that I've never been to. And I realized biking would help me go places that you cannot easily go to otherwise. You cannot drive up there, and they are just too far to walk to. So that gave me more inspiration to be more regular. I started riding almost every day in the summer. As summer ended and rainy season started, I said, that's it. Biking season's over. At that time, I came across an article that said, there's no such thing as bad weather. It's just bad gear. And I thought, that's true. What's stopping me from riding in the rain? So rain jackets, rain pants. That's it. I went to REI, got those, started rolling again. I'm biking through this entire winter. Now I know that not all bikers are jerks. But there are some still go through stop signs, and I hate them. You don't have to worry about drivers either. If you're nice and responsible, obey the traffic rules, they are nice to you too. Can you imagine what drivers are the most courteous? Truckers. There's a part on my trail where there's a stop sign, and I'm stopping at the stop sign many times because I see an 18-wheeler approaching. The guy stops and lets me go through. That's amazing. Biking helps me self-reflect as well. Many thoughts of this speech came to me when I was biking. And I'm hoping that probably when I'm out there riding in wind and rain, I'm inspiring some people to kind of get started with biking. Having heard my story so far about where I started from and where I am right now, I want you guys to think, if you're not biking yet, what's stopping you from biking? Do you think it's cumbersome or difficult? It's not. Are you afraid or are you worried about biking on the streets? You don't have to be. There's so many biking trails around. You can go to Google Maps and turn on the biking option. That would show you all the trails. Many trails are flat, so you don't have to worry about steep hills or anything. And from my experience, I can tell you they are amazing. One good thing about Seattle is you don't have to worry, you don't have to even get a bike to start biking. We have a great bike sharing program. You can just go to a riding station, get a bike, drop it off at any other riding station. And that's it. So whenever you get a chance, hop on a bike and ride on.